talking about Kyle Pitts, the Atlanta Falcons tight end that at this particular moment can be particularly considered boom or bust, because Kyle Pitts has been in the NFL for about a good 3-4 seasons now, and he's only really had one good season in the NFL, and that was his rookie season, in which he had the greatest Falcons quarterback, which was Matt Ryan. Since then, he's had to deal with a lot of different quarterbacks. He's had to deal with Marcus Mariota, he's had to deal with Desmond Ridder, he's had to deal with Kirk Cousins, and now he's going to have a new quarterback to throw in the ball in Michael Penix Jr. Now, the one thing I want to say when it comes to this, and obviously I'm a very big Kyle Pitts fan. Kyle Pitts came from Florida. I love my Florida Gators. I love when Florida Gators go to my Atlanta Falcons. Keanu O'Neal, when he was on the Falcons, he's a Florida Gator. I love that. Even with Anthony Richardson, I wanted Anthony Richardson to get picked by the Atlanta Falcons a couple of years ago, but that did not happen because he went to the Colts. There's still a possibility that he may go to the Falcons. Like if Michael Penix Jr. doesn't work out, Anthony Richardson, doesn't work out, I would love to see Anthony Richardson link up back with Kyle Pitts if Kyle Pitts still has a good season when it comes to this. But the reason I want to talk about basically Kyle Pitts today is just basically simple point is that this season is going to be his last season as Atlanta Falcons if he does not improve. He had one good season, but for the past couple of seasons, and I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, he's had many different quarterbacks to deal with, but he needs to perform this season. Kyle Pitts has only had 1,000 yards receiving season, and that was with Matt Ryan. And I'm not shocked because that's what Matt Ryan does. Matt Ryan, when he has the number one target that he can throw to, he will make sure to get you the yards. He did it with Julio Jones. He did it with Calvin Ridley for one season, and then he did it with Kyle Pitts, and then he ended up getting released by the Atlanta Falcons. But still, I want to see Kyle Pitts do good, and I believe that Michael Penix Jr. will be able to link up with Kyle Pitts very good. One particular reason why, if Drake London is going to be his number one receiving target in terms of receivers, and Drake London is always getting double teamed, Kyle Pitts is going to be a second option, because remember, Kyle Pitts back when he was in Florida, they were also using him kind of as a receiver. He's kind of like a mixture of a tight end and a receiver. So when it comes to that, I do believe that when Michael Penix Jr. is in the position and we see that, they're double teaming Drake London, all right, Michael Penix Jr. is going to throw the ball to Kyle Pitts. It all depends on how much Kyle Pitts can do when he catches the ball and how many yards he can get for the season. If Kyle Pitts can get close to 1,000 yards receiving, I say it's a good season. If Kyle Pitts can get close to at least 10 touchdowns or more, I'll say it's a very good season for Kyle Pitts. But besides that, in terms of the whole Atlanta Falcons and Kyle Pitts situation, I've heard that Atlanta Falcons are not going to give Kyle Pitts his exercise his fifth year option. So that'll be interesting, and I believe that means that's telling Kyle Pitts in his mind and that he really needs to perform. And there have been recent rumors going around that if the Falcons may possibly trade Kyle Pitts to possibly even the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, if he goes to Philadelphia, I'm just saying this right now, he's going to be one of the best tight ends, because Philadelphia just seems to work well when it comes to they getting traded away players. They did it with A.J. Brown. They've done it with a lot of different players. So they did it with Saquon, and Saquon wasn't even traded away. Saquon just didn't get re-signed, and look what happened with Saquon. So if Kyle Pitts ends up not having a good season and he goes somewhere else, I believe that Kyle Pitts can be better somewhere else in a better system. To be honest, right now, Kyle Pitts would probably work in San Francisco system with Kyle Shanahan. So it really just matters on whether Kyle Pitts can perform for the season. And if you ask my honest opinion, do I think Kyle Pitts will perform this season? Yes. I believe that Michael Penix Jr. and Kyle Pitts will have a good partnership, and I believe that Michael Penix Jr. will get the ball a ton to Kyle Pitts, and Kyle Pitts should have a good season when it comes to the 2025 NFL season.